Hi everyone. I thought I'd do a face-to-face video. Oh God, here comes a cat. Because I want to introduce a new product that we're going to be adding to all of our drinks, and it's not a scary thing or anything like that, and it's not undone by other people. But I learned quite a bit about this product. I'm just petting a cat, and uh, not a lot of top-shelf manufacturers use it. Oops, I'm bumping the table. For the reason that it does make the drink just slightly sweeter. Okay, and when you've got a well-crafted recipe, or say something like Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, where you've been making the same recipe for over 100 years, you're not going to change it too much. They wouldn't add this ingredient to it, but I want to introduce it to because we're going to be adding it. Has no allergies. It does make the drink a little bit sweeter, but that's easier to work with. But why I want you to know about it is as part of transparency. I want you to understand just how clean the alcohol is going to be and how good it's going to be for your body, right? Well, here it is here. It's a simple thing. And don't misunderstand, I'm not trying to promote myself as marketing other people's products. I just thought I wanted you to know what we're doing, right? Yeah, there it is there. It's called Glycerin. I don't know if you can read that very clearly. Anyway, Glycerin it's a plant-based product and comes from mollusks and seafood type creatures and stuff like that. I was going to have a drink of wine. And what I learned is very, very interesting. The glycerin works in perfect partnership with the liver. Okay, that should be an indicator by itself. The next part is glycerin works really well with the brain. Okay, now a lot of the liquid that goes around our brain, it keeps our brain functioning and stops it seizing up and turning into a hard ball of, say, a rugby ball or whatever. Keeps it all soft and spongy. Is our bodies naturally produce glycerin too. Okay, so these are the main points that are interesting. The second part of the interesting part is, okay, I said it increases the sweetness of a drink, which it does, right, by a small fraction. However, it's really good for people that are pre-diabetic and diabetic because you get that sweetness without the added sugar. Now, when Christina makes a liqueur, she's adding quite a bit of dextrose. Now, dextrose is a cleaner version of sugar, but it's still sugar at the end of the day, right? And I'm pre-diabetic, and I know when I've had a few drinks, I feel this kind of lightheaded, kind of pre-diabetic, what would you call it? Not dizzy, but kind of lightheadedness, okay? And I've had glycerin many, many times over many, many years of making alcohol, but I never really gave it any serious thought until just recently, and so I did some research. So back to the research. Okay. So alcohol is just sugar that's been fermented, okay? Now, if you take the basic sugar molecules, okay, sugar, those molecule things, right? And then you ferment it, what you're doing is creating a complex sugar. So instead of being molecule like that, it's like crammed together, and it's like molecule, and it becomes a complex sugar. That's what they call it, complex sugar. Okay, complex sugars are really hard for the human body to break down, which is why you get these effects as the alcohol has been as the complex sugar has been broken up in the body. The alcohol, which is basically just sugar overdose, right, goes straight to your brain. Your body's exhausted from breaking down these complex sugars, so you get a body and a brain sugar overdose, which we call feeling drunk. Okay, that's about how simple that is. All right, now glycerin. Let's go to glycerin. Don't mind me, I'm going to have a puff on a cigarette. I've already had a chat with the connoisseurs. That was an audio one, rather funny. And I thought, I might as well carry on the day because I've been wanting to introduce this product. So glycerin. Glycerin goes straight to the liver. It coats the complex sugar, right? So when it goes to the liver's able to process it quickly. Okay. Now that doesn't mean you get drunk faster. what it means is your body's doing less work to enjoy the alcohol. This is the main point. The ultimate main extension point, the ultimate extension point of that is your liver is coated in glycerin anyway, your naturally produced glycerin. So when the sugars are getting processed by the body and broken down into soluble forms that our bodies can process, the glycerin is protecting our livers. Now, that is something mind-blowing in itself. When you think that, I'm a drinker, I've been drinking, pretty much all of my adult life, and I remember, 10, 20 years ago, I was at a doctor's one day, and I was having I had a gallbladder problem or something stupid like that. Also, I had a stomach ulcer, right? And the first question they ask is, how much do you drink? And I was like, oh, shit, dude, I drink. I was like, I don't know when I'm not drinking, really. Anyway, so he said, I better do a liver test on you. So he sent me off to the lab and got me some blood done. Come back with the results. So I made another appointment, go and see the doctor, and the doctor says to me, you know what? Your liver is screwed. I was like, oh, gee, thanks. I was like, I just wanted to hear that in the first thing in the morning. He said, you got to stop drinking. You're going to be dead in 20 years. And I was like, yeah, okay. Well, 20 years later, I'm still here and I'm still drinking. And I think part of just the accident of life, I've been consuming top shelf booze that has glycerin added to it because my liver's perfectly fine. My kidneys function properly. I don't have a problem at all. However, when I started the journey of building a brewery, I found, when I'm making drinks, this is a bit tougher than the drinks that I used to buy from liquor stores. And I was very particular about what types of drink I'd drink. So I'm guessing, just with the luck of life, I've been drinking ones that have glycerin in it and not the ones without, So that's evidence. Proof of pudding, whatever you want to say. Okay, so let's look at the health benefits. The health benefits is, first step, it helps the liver break down the complex sugars without forcing the liver to work too hard. +1. It protects the liver while the liver's working. So regardless of how much you drink, and I'm not promoting, doing 3 bottles a day or something stupid like that, but just saying, excuse me, regardless of how much you drink, your liver is not getting burned out and dried up and all the problems that livers have from alcohol consumption, because glycerin is replacing that, okay? Third point, pre-diabetics, and I'm not going to cross the line and say diabetics because I think there's still a medical thing about that, like if you're drinking and you're on medication, right? Okay, but pre-diabetics and people that are not disposed to diabetes but may get it in the future, glycerin is the answer for that, okay? It's going to lower the amount of sugar we put into the booze, and as well as that, you're still going to get the nice, smooth sweetness that we're familiar with, okay? That's point 4. Right, final point is, and this is really good for people, well, no, I can't say that because you never really know, right? But people that might be leaning towards having strokes and stuff like that, right? Okay, part of strokes is damage to the brain, blood clots, all sorts of other things. Now, let's suppose as young people we've never had a stroke, right? Drinking alcohol with glycerin is not going to stop you from having a stroke, but it's certainly going to make your brain work better. So if there is a probability of something like a brain clot or anything like that, your brain's going to be functioning at well performance, and you might just manage that without ending up with a stroke. Does that make sense? Like, I'm trying not to put out, medical claims or anything, but I mean, this is how I understand it from all the all the research I've done, okay? So it's good for the brain, it's good for the liver, it's good for diabetes, and it's good at processing complex sugars, which has got to be good for you, okay? So that's what it looks like, and it's a clear liquid, kind of looks a little bit oily. About 5 mils of this would go into every bottle, and you'll taste the difference. There'll be less sugar in the bottle. You'll find drinking to be easier, more comfortable, and it'll just be a more enjoyable experience, but it also borderlines on becoming a healthy experience, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Okay, so we are going to be introducing that. You are going to notice the difference. It'll be a pleasant difference, not a bad difference. Cheers. And there, for many of us, there may bloody well be health benefits as well. Because I'm definitely getting older. It's like, God, I hear stories about people having strokes. I'm thinking, oh shit, when am I going to have one? A long way away, I hope. But it's a real world, right? And that shit happens. So we do not need to feel persecuted because we drink, but we're going to drink in the most healthiest way possible. And that's what I'm introducing to you today, okay? So cheers, everybody. Have a good one. It's a beautiful Sunday. I actually got out of my bathrobe to do this. My ribs are still aching like all buggery. I'm trying not to laugh because that hurts too. Yeah, don't break ribs, okay? I have these really beautiful bar stools. We had them handmade and they're Remu. Heavy as all buggery, right? I tripped over it trying to get off it. And the thing fell on top of me and just cracked all my ribs. Oh, and two of them are like really broken. So, I'm still here. Okay. Cheers, everybody. So, yeah, glycerin. That's what you're going to be seeing in your drink soon, okay? Cheers.